Hey Nation, welcome back to the channel. Now, I hadn't intended on discussing this subject or this album for this video. It just so happened that my upload schedule happened to coincide with an anniversary, and that would be the release of World Painted Blood. That was 14 years ago. And it was really the last that I had real excitement about. And even though Piano Wire was the contribution that Hanneman made to Repentless, this was the last one that he had really a part in the writing and the authoring and what have you. So skip to the time code if you don't want the story, and we'll get into it here. Now, this album I had been in heavy anticipation of as soon as it was announced. I don't remember when I first heard about it, but this was a date that I was waiting for on pins and needles. I couldn't wait for this album to be released, and as I explained in the studio albums set of videos that I did, I originally wanted to get the 4 sections of the map on CD to complete the whole thing. That was before I bought the bundle on their website of the shirt, poster, and record, which you see in front of you. And so I ended up with that one individual jewel case that I showed you. So this album is kind of forgotten about because it's mostly anything after Divine Intervention's kind of hit or miss with the fandom for the most part. But this one I really liked. I mean, obviously, concert-wise, Hate Worldwide is the only song that was in heavy rotation. But the title track, Beauty Through Order, Psychopathy Red, there's just killer stuff on this album. Shame about the production, though. This was, I believe, the same person that did Death Pathetic for Metallica the year before, and it also sounded like crap. This just this album, the way that it was mixed is just awful. This is you know, the band has said for years that they wanted to go back and do a remixing of Divine Intervention, which is another album that's kind of hit or miss with the fandom. I happen to like, the only thing about that album in particular is that it tends to have the songs all run together and it kind of gets muddled a little bit. It's difficult to tell one song from the other, and it's a shame because there's some killer songs on that one as well. But other than Ditto Head and Killing Fields, everything kind of just you know, it just spills all over each other kind of thing. There's nothing distinctive. But Getamac here, songs are good, but production, mixing, it just sounds awful. And this was a prime example, in my opinion, of the loudness wars problem, which had been, you know, raging for a long time by this point of the album's release. But when you turn this album to higher volume, it sounds distorted. It sounds just, it's a mess, production wise, which is a shame. But there's nothing that can be done about it, because there probably won't be a remix or reworking of any of their stuff. And that's a shame, because this is one album that could really use it. And it's one that might get a little bit more favor if it sounded better. And it's a shame that we'll probably never get that. So here's a little impromptu thing. And turn it up. Just be aware that it's going to sound kind of shitty because of the way it was handled on the production side, but this has got some killer stuff. And Hate Worldwide will always be fun to scream at the top of the lungs. Too bad we won't be able to do that anymore. But 14 years on, killer album, and the last of Hanneman's direct influence. Crank it up. Thanks for watching.